Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a new video, man. We've done it. As you guys can see on the screen, we've done it. We've passed the 50K on the top step. We reached the 3K profit goal with the 3 days traded as well as a 34% consistency. And the reason we have the 34% consistency is because I went for 1K days basically 3 times. And the worst day we had was $986 day, right? Which was a lockout day as well. So honestly, I'm quite proud with the setup. I believe we had about like an 84% win rate on this strategy as well, and I'll walk you through exactly what I did and the type of trades that I took. Unfortunately, I can't go into the actual platform because they've now closed my account as I've passed. But of course, you can see some of them below here, some of the trades I took. You can see some of the net PLs, but not too much of the data. I wish the platform was still open where I can just show you the different trading days, how much I made on each trade, etc. as well. So it makes more sense. Guys, also, if you haven't already, I made 8K the other day on the FTMO as well. So if you guys haven't checked that video out, there's a video before this one. Go and check that out as well. Like I said, I'm documenting the full journey from start to finish so you guys can see the full process as well, which is pretty cool. So now, guys, we're literally funded. So I'm actually even, I don't know, let me even see the way, I don't want to share too much information, but I'm going to actually activate my funded account as well. So I'm going to activate my funded account. Like I said, I've never gone through this process on TopStep at all. So I don't know what information is going to pull up. I want these videos to be more raw. So just see it like I've activated it on this see it like I've activated it in this video. Now, let's go into here very quickly. So, of course, we've been trading mainly GC, gold futures in Asia session, and we've taken a few in New York session as well. So, let me just show you exactly what I've been looking for. And I know my chart looks quite chaotic, but I like things to just be mapped out for me, man. I don't like to waste too much time trying to build everything myself and draw everything myself. There's indicators for a reason. Show me when different sessions are. Show me when this. It doesn't mean if you ask me when is London session, when does it start, when does it end, I wouldn't know. But it's like I just like to see everything clearly. Okay, New York session just started. This orange box will come up, and I'll see that okay, it just started just now. So let me get involved. That type of thing. Or when Asia session just started. Let me do this. Let me. So you can also be more dynamic on that as well. That drop on Friday, I didn't even get to catch any Friday because I passed, I believe, on Thursday. But that drop is crazy, crazy, crazy drop. So gold has been moving quite well in terms of what I've been seeing, and quite consistent as well in terms of often dropping off a lot towards the end of London sessions consistently as well. As you can see, goes up quite a lot and drops off towards the end of London session. Like I said, I don't really trade too much London, but I've seen it. Look, you see, drops off around like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock when New York session comes. So it tends to drop off like later on, like maybe 30 minutes into the New York session, which is quite interesting. So they often they does like a slight push and then a drop off. So the problem is most people, and myself included, would often get in on the slight push looking for the sell, and it hits your stop loss at the top of these highs. And then you're out of the trade, and then it goes all the way down, and then you miss the whole day basically, which is unfortunate. So that's why I've focused mainly, even this trade I took in the New York session as well, I focus on sort of mid to base hits, right? So 1 to 2, 1 to 3 sometimes as well, but mainly 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5. Say this trade, for example, right here, you have the fair value gap. What I do is I look for the break above the fair value gap, and then I wait for a little retracement as well, so, but not too much because often on the 5 minute chart it's gonna shoot up often as well. So this is where I got in here. So there was a little retracement on this candle. I got in here and then I let it ride to the top. And yeah, honestly, it was crazy. I don't know, my chart doesn't let me put it properly, but it was like here. That's it. So it was like here. Got in here off that when it came back to bounce off, and then it started going up. I think it even it'll be closer to here when it started going upwards. So it went all the way down and started going back up, and then I got in once it started going back up that way. So it was like a continuation in that sense. Yeah, honestly, it was pretty good week. What I've been tending to do as well is looking at the highest highs and judging where I want to put my stop loss, because what I always do, and I've realized for a long time, is often your stop loss is where your entry should be. Honestly, it's weird to say, but often where your stop loss should be is where your entry should be, because then you have more room for it to. So if it goes into a higher zone, yeah, then you know it's just one of those days and you just accept your fate. But if you're then setting your stop loss to a zone that's already been tapped into, then it doesn't really make much sense, honestly, in my opinion. So say for example, right here, you have the higher highs and then it comes down, comes down. Now, what I would do is normally in this sort of situation, I would put my trade like here, or I'll wait for the retest and I want it to break above, but there's no confirmation that it's actually gonna go above the last high, right? So that's what I would do in terms of the profit. Now it should be literally be the other way around. It should literally be the other way around. Let me try and show you guys here. Like I said, this is all stuff that I'm doing. It's not financial advice. I'm just showing you what I've done and what I believe. Because everyone has a different strategy. Some people do 1 to 1, some people do 1 to 10, some people do lots of different things. But from what I see, this is like the best way forward, in my opinion. So let's see. Let's get to the right risk reward ratio. Yeah. So of course, the risk will be way lower than this, like here. Yeah, like this. So this is my new philosophy now. So I go for these. I know this is the last high that's been there. And now the problem you're gonna have is it can either just bounce back here and keep going up. When it breaks the other high, then okay, you know what, it is what it is. Just accept your fate. But if it hasn't been tapped into at any point, like even I would say of the day, but any point at all, like look over here. Like, okay, see, let's map out where the stop loss would be. It hasn't been tapped into at all, like at all. It hasn't been tapped into for a while, actually, since the day before. So the chances of it going to stop you out there is going to be way less than you entering at a certain point. Now, of course, you have to be very careful, right? Because you don't really know where the higher high will be. The higher high could have actually been here. You never know. But what I tend to do is I look for the high high when it marks it out for me as well, and then I start looking to draw out the right sort of trade for me, and that's why indicators like this are very important. All my indicators on the side here, if you guys want to use them too. But honestly, it's pretty good. Um, Even I've been using a lot of Ichimoku Cloud as well. I haven't used it too much this week, but it's honestly so good. When it crosses over, the red crosses over, often is going to go for sells. Sometimes it does just play around in the middle, and then once it plays around in the middle, it's not the right place for you to be in anyway, so it's a good place for you to not even try, do anything. But then what I'll do is I'll go to like the hourly as well and just see what the market is doing. Now I'm getting it on a 5 minute, I'm getting it on a 1 minute, so it doesn't really, and most people will probably kill me for this and scrutinize me for this. But of course you want to look at where the market is going overall. But if you're a scalper, the chances are you just want to look at the hourly max 3 hours, max. That's like you're just I don't know, you're just looking for the biggest sort of confirmation possible. But a lot of the time it's like you just need a 1 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, and you should be good to get the quick W. Quick. That's what I said, the quick. That's what I realized about futures is, yes, you can try and go for the long range W's, hours and hours, but yeah, I think, like I said, it totally depends on your strategy. I might actually implement that strategy very soon in terms of just letting it run for the day, or having like a funded account that just let it run for the day, do 3 micros or something like that, and just set my stop loss 250, take profit 1K, just let it run wherever it wants to run to, take my profit for the day and move on. That's also a good strategy that works, and a lot of swing traders are doing quite well with it. But I don't know, I think my psychology, it works better when I'm in and I'm out. So I get it done. I don't ask too much from the market. I'm not begging the market for too much. I just get in and I'm out later on as well. Say for example, the reason I don't do that type of trading as of now is because, okay, say for example here, I get in at Tokyo looking for a high, and then set my stop loss down here, right? Okay, cool. The risk rewards are most likely going to be one to ones most of the time, because for it to go to where you want it to go to the higher levels, it's going to be relatively harder than just going for base hits on the 5 minute, because the 5 minute moves quickly. And yes, it can also be a downside to some people, but most of the time is not. As you can see, look at this higher high, just as we were just talking about. Mark your stop loss up here, and like I said, you just have to be patient. And I'm a victim of that myself. Trust me, I'm a victim of that myself. The patience is the key. And imagine there, you can even target like a even just a 1 to 2.5 here. It's gonna be good for you. And you just take it, or even if you don't want to even be too risky, just target the higher low right here. Boom, and then you have a decent trade, 1 to 2. Now you've tapped in, you're targeting highs that have not been tapped into yet, and it's going all the way down and take profit at the bottom, and you're getting full TP, even more than that. But you don't want to get too greedy. You want to target certain levels, because often it will come to this higher low, maybe break it a bit, and then go back up a lot of the time. So, but sometimes when it breaks, then it breaks. But that's where risk management comes in too. What you could also do in this instant is literally set like limit orders as well. So once it gets to a certain level, you just close out half of the positions or something like that. Say you want to make 1K, close out half the position, $500. You've secured bank. Now you can then go on and just let it rock to make 1K. Now you've made 1.5K. So there's lots of different ways you can go about it, but I just wanted to show you guys what my sort of strategy is and how I was able to pass the TopStep account in just 3 days, 1K a day, base hits. Um, I believe I was risking for each trade, I was risking like $500, I would say, and that's even over exaggerating. I believe it was like 350, 350 I was risking per trade, so it was even just over 1 to 3, because I'm always moving my stop loss as well. Like I'm always, I broke even quite a few times. Don't get twisted. I didn't just go to profit every time. I broke even, but I just believe like you should just like there's certain trades when okay, I want to let it have room to breathe and stuff like that. But when it comes to scalping, in my opinion, just take your profits and run, man. Take your profits and run. Set your stop loss at break even if you have to. Once it's got to plus 700, plus 600, if it comes back down to you, it's not worth being inside the trade anyway. I'd rather you close it out there, wait for it to come back, and then you can jump back in if you want to. I don't recommend, but if you want to. But yeah, hope you guys liked this video. Hope it gave you a little insight into how I was able to pass the TopStep in 3 days. Like I said, it's been a while coming. I'm quite happy about it. We're gonna get this account activated. We're gonna get going next week as well. I want to document the journey as much as possible. I want to set a precedent of making these type of videos every single day, just breaking down numbers, whether I won or lost, doesn't matter. I'll break it down and show you guys. That's what I want to do. Now, whether it happens or not, it totally depends, because what happens is, like I said, I actually run businesses too. So if I'm unable to, I'm out a certain day, I'll most likely repost the video the next day. So I think the problem is just posting literally every single day. I think maybe I'll be doing it like every 2 days. So I'll show you guys the 2 day progress. 2 day, okay. Monday, Tuesday, drop the video. Tuesday, Wednesday, no, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Wednesday, Thursday, drop the video. That type of thing. So you'll get like 2, 3 videos a week. So one at the beginning of the week or Tuesday, one on Thursday, and one at the end of the week on Friday. So I can just do like an analysis video. But let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section. Appreciate all of you. And let's go. Let's get it. See you guys soon. And hopefully you guys can either get funded or get your next payout as soon as possible, because that's what it's all about. Keep grinding. Keep making things happen. Appreciate you. See you in the next one.